All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Today, this is a third podcast. Just check out the one Halo video I made. This is a live stream I did. It's called, Wave Defense Part 2, if you want to check that video out. It's in the live part of my channel. So, yeah. If you want to see what you're seeing right now, please go check that out. It's pretty awesome. I think it's like, 3 hours long, so it'll take you quite a few popcorn trips to finish it. But what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So today I kind of want to talk about, just it, another informative video, basically, and just things I've been doing in the background while uh, editing or uploading other things right now. So I brought coffee today again. Lovely. So let's get right into it. So I guess the first announcement I could get away right away. I did a few videos of Dragon Dogma 1. Um, I didn't fully, I didn't fully make a series out of it. It was just 3 episodes. Reason being, one, it didn't really do too well. Two, I didn't really know what to cover in that game because it was really hard to really understand where to go. Well, at least I know where to go in the game, but I don't know. I guess the reason I didn't record it because I already got it already done essentially. Like I already beat the campaign, so the only thing that you would guys be, watching is just me going to the late game, I suppose. Um, so yeah, I never actually did the first Dragon Dogma um like playthrough. So unfortunately, I didn't record that with you guys. So sadly, sad news about that. But I will be going into Dragon's Dogma 2. I literally just bought it. I didn't know the game came out. I just bought it. We'll be checking that game out pretty soon. I want to get a Jurassic World Evolution video out. Probably one or two of those. Get two of those out. Want to get a Path of Titans video out sometime. And then I'll be getting a Dragon's Dogma 2 video out, hopefully. We'll see how it all goes. So I'm really looking forward to this week. Got a lot of things I really look forward to. Going back to a game that I like a lot. For well, not really Dragon's Dogma 2 because it obviously just came out, but you know, I like the first one a lot though. Despite it may not seem like it by the channel, it just the way it was is I already completed everything and you can't. I didn't want to have to go back and do it all again because I already did it and I spent so much time on that character basically. Like I spent like probably 50 to 100 hours. So I really did not want to start over, really. So that's why I didn't, because I can't have multiple characters unless I convert it to like another drive, I guess, which would be a pain in the ass. But um, anyway, other than that, yeah, a lot going back to also Jurassic World Evolution, which yeah, I definitely love that game, and Path of Titans, I like that game as well. So I'm looking forward to this week especially. There's gonna be another Halo Wars video, another defense video just like this one. I'm not sure when. I want to maybe do it sometime this weekend, like a live stream, and then some Warframe. We're gonna be playing some Warframe, so that's gonna be quite fun. We do a live stream on there, maybe do like a survival. Um, yeah. So a lot of fun stuff we're gonna be doing soon. I'm really hoping you guys will stick around to see how all this shit pumps out because I kind of lost track of what to do for a while, but I think we might have something here. We got Jurassic World Evolution, we got Halo Wars is back. I want to bring Springer 2 back. I want to bring Earth Defense Force back sometime. Finish that series up. And yeah, I mean there's a lot of shit coming out right now. So I hope you guys are looking forward to it because we got Warframe, we got like I said Halo Wars, Springer 2's on the table. Dragon uh, Dragon's Dogma 2, Warframe. You know, I think I already said Warframe like 3 times, but you get my opinion. No, we got a lot of games coming out and pumping with content. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think I've been getting bot spammed by the way because I got like two notifications last night and they're both saying like, "Hey, you should be increasing your channel by doing this." And I thought the first one was like just some guy, giving us some suggestions maybe. I look at the guy, he has 0 subscribers for one, which is kind of odd that he's trying to criticize me or whatever. But I thought maybe as like maybe as old or something, or I don't know, or maybe just understands the YouTube stuff very well. Whatever, right? And some of the things he said, I am working on already. But the thing is, I got two of these notifications. I got two of these like messages on my channel, right? And both of them at the end say we'll be waiting for like a response to like I'll be waiting for you to respond basically. Was that like it was really random. It was like they will like they said that they'll kind of like help guide me or whatever and they'll respond. I respond to my shit pretty fucking quickly. Um so I responded to both of them within like uh, probably 4 to 5 minutes after they typed it out, like 4 or 5 minutes later I responded. The one guy I simply said, "Who are you?" Because I kind of figured it. Because the second guy, I think it was a bot. I kind of concluded that it might have been a bot. Because of the fact that they both had similar messages, while you know, they both had similar messages while also not being too far apart from one another. So I assume this is like bot spamming or some shit. I don't really know, but regardless, it's there. And like I said, I responded to both of them, even though they said that we'll respond immediately or whatever crap. After I would respond. I responded to them like 5 minutes later. Like I said, they never responded after like 8 hours or something like that. 4 hours. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm pretty sure they're bots though. So just putting that out there. Um, because I said to the one guy, "Who are you?" Because I kind of caught on that it has to be a bot. There's no way there's two people saying very similar things on two different videos. It doesn't make any sense. So I guess it was a spot spam. But anyway, and like the one thing I said too in the one message that said the first guy, it was completely untrue. Like he was saying like, "Oh, your channel's like not." I'll give you the reasons why your channel's not growing, and that's not the fucking case at all. As you guys know, I showed you guys last week. You know, I showed you guys myself last week uh, what the channels look like. We have been growing, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I mean, granted, it is it's a slow thing, but I kind of want it to be that way anyway, because I don't want to have to rush through everything because you gotta kind of enjoy the early stages of YouTube because once you if you don't enjoy the early stages of YouTube, you're never gonna get it back. You can't get it back. And the reason I say that is because you gotta become a lot more restrictive of what you do or say. The bigger you get, and also you can't respond to everyone. Like if I like let's say for instance, like YouTubers that get up to like 100,000 sort of deal. Like even 10,000 people would be pretty hard to respond to everyone, but it would be a lot easier to manage. But if you're talking about like 100,000 to a million, there ain't no fucking way, dude. Every video respond to every single person, like it ain't happening. Like I don't care who you are, it ain't happening. You ain't responding to every person on that fucking comment section, and that's the parts of YouTube that that's kind of the reason why. having a smaller audience in the beginning is, and to enjoy it is like, yeah, you should enjoy it because you're never gonna be able to go back to that. And like you won't be able to see the same people every day. Like I see a lot of the same people that comment, like, all that shit. I see a lot of the same people. That wouldn't happen like with a bigger audience. Like it would seem like a number more than an actual person eventually, which is a sad truth, but it is, you know. Um it just becomes more of a number, which I would be, you know, if I get to like 10,000 or 100,000, eventually, like obviously I'd be grateful, but again, like it's more of just a number because of the fact that I can't exactly communicate with everyone anymore if it got to that size. So that's why in the early stages of YouTube, you really have to enjoy what you have as far as the community goes. Because, like I said, once you leave that side of YouTube with a smaller audience, you're never getting it back. Um, but apart from all that, the bots and stuff, uh, so I was watching this. So this will be a more, I guess, emotional thing. Uh, for me at least. Um, but I won't tell like every detail of this I'm about to say. And I was watching this like it was like a breakdown of like a TV show basically. Now you might be confused about the whole emotional thing, but I'll get to that in a minute. All right. So the where the emotional side comes from in with this weird show. It was like this guy breaking down the show basically, and the show is basically about a kid that goes through like basically a horrible uh life, like dreadful, I'd say. Um, as basically, he had an abusive father. As a lot of people, a lot of kids, unfortunately, have. They had an abusive father, and um, it involves like basically, his sister. Like I don't even know what the show is called. It was like a weird anime. The only reason I was watching it was because it was it was like a dark storytelling basically, which you know I so a little background of what I normally do at like work when I'm listening, just because I can, at work I can actually listen to shit at work. Sometimes I listen to music, sometimes I listen to, well, a lot of times I listen to like a lot of stories. I go through like uh like online, I guess, like online therapy sessions, if you will. Um, as for a like for a long time, I had a lot of I had a lot of mental issues basically. Um, like after high school and after working at like pretty much immediately working at a factory and at another place you know working there for like I had two very shitty jobs that I was forced to pick up. Um, and at the time, I really didn't prepare my mind for that type of work ethic, basically, in the treatment that I would get, outside of just school and shit. So I was not really prepared for the workforce, basically, like mentally, physically, sure, but mentally, no. Like, and from that point on, though, from like after I left the second job, because I broke, because I quit, like I had a pretty big fight and quit basically, and it really damaged my mental state for sure. And from that point on, I had like a lot of I went through like a bunch of online therapy sessions, um, daily. I for a long time, and I look at I constantly look at future outcomes of everything. Basically, uh, like for instance, like when I was at school, I never really thought of like the workforce. Like I never really put that to mind because I never really knew what I wanted to do. I still really don't. Apart from content creation, of course, but for like a full time job, I really don't know outside of content creation. So yeah, but no, like I still work. I still work the job I'm at now. Uh, but while doing content creation, because obviously believe it or not, I can't pay for my bills by YouTube. Not yet. Not even close. Considering I'm not even like uh able to get anything off of this right now. But like anyway, uh, but the point is, I went through like a bunch of like online therapy, predicting, and then going through deep emotional thoughts of every possible outcome of my future, essentially, like uh like thinking about family deaths and all that emotional shit, basically, you know because I wanted to prepare myself for every possible outcome, and mentally I've gotten a lot strong, like I've gotten a lot stronger, a lot more wise, basically, than I was when I left school. Like I'm not even really the same person when I left school, to be honest. Um, but anyway, this show basically, like I said, I don't know, don't ask me the name of it because I have no clue. But it was a weird show, and basically this kid, had like I said, had a dreadful life. Basically, had to go through, uh, you know, getting abused by his father. His sister was like always praised by his family because she had like great talents and stuff. Meanwhile, he was just like a shadow basically in the family, to the point that he wasn't even able to like eat or drink or anything. Or he could eat, but it was like very crap food. I mean, like a piece of bread, pretty much. And some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know the name of the show though. And but the one part, you know, some of the parts in that show when this guy was breaking it down and everything, some of the parts of it was like pretty like not really disturbing for me per se. It was more of disturbing from like a perspective view. Like I said, I look at things at many different like situations, many different points of views. So when I when I got to my emotional state, I wasn't literally looking it through my own eyes. I was looking it through, the main character's eyes, which is, this kid. And, he had to basically take his father's life just to save his mom. And, but not only that, but like, he also had to run away from who he really was. After that, because his parents both died basically, and then he basically had he had to run away from who he was. He had to become a soldier at a young age, and then well, also on top of I guess the thing that really got to me was just the fact that it was basically just traumatizing a childhood. And it wasn't even, I guess it wasn't even really that. It's just the fact that, well, I mean, that was part of it, of course, but what really got to me was knowing the fact that that type of shit happens in real life. Like that type of shit can happen in real life very easily. And it does, you know, often as well, which is very sad to say. Um, Not all those scenarios at once, but you know what I mean though. Like one of those things does happen to someone, and seeing it through, if I was in that situation, basically, it would fly right over me. Like I really wouldn't give a shit, essentially. At least at my age now, because I basically mentally and I've seen a lot of fucked up shit, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. And but I'm seeing, like I said, I'm seeing it through the eyes of that kid, and it's just that's what gets to me. That's what really got to me. So I was just it brought tears to my eyes. I'll just put it that way. It because it really does put me in pain. Just seeing any kid or think about any kid going through something like that. You know what I mean? And to think to think that I always complain about something like that's so insignificant by comparison. And it's I don't real I guess I don't realize how good I have it until I really see it from how bad some people's lives were, essentially. So yeah, it's just, but yeah, seeing a kid get traumatized by something is just so heartbreaking. Even animals, because it's just they mentally don't know how to handle that situation, basically. And a lot of times they also physically can't do much about a situation like that where you have an abusive father or whatnot. They physically and mentally can't do anything about it except just take it. You know what I mean? It's so fucking sad. So yeah, yeah, that show, whatever it was, it actually brought tears to me just because of seeing the perspective of that kid. It's damn, bro. And knowing that that type of shit happens, it's so fucked up. It really is. And oh god, you don't know how bad I would just want to strangle someone that would treat their kid like that. Good god, dude, it's so bad. But anyway, apart from all of that, though, yeah, I just wanted to tell you that it was emotional for me, even for someone that had a lot of intense therapy, essentially. Um, because like I said, I still to this day put myself through a lot of uh tragic stories and scenarios. Basically, I still go through this type of shit, like reading about it, listening to it, and just kind of prepare for any horrible outcome, essentially. So I'm not devastated by it, because when I say I had it really bad during those years of high school and shit, that was some of my lowest time. It really was. I'm fine now, but back then, oh my, it it drove me mad. It really did. and like I was never mentally prepared for it, for the real world, and because of it, like, it really brought a lot of things to light, knowing that, this is like I gotta do this type of shit for the rest of my life now. You know what I mean? Like, I always had this delusional dream that, like, as soon as I get out of high school, it'd just be like, it'd be all this cherry, happy shit, but it wasn't that. Granted, I don't miss school, but it didn't get much better, I'd say. Um, the only thing that's different is that I get paid. That's about the only thing that's really significantly different is that I get paid now to live through shit. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys about that story though because I was just like, what the fuck? I mean, there was a lot more to it, but don't want to really put that in this video. Um, there was a lot more to it though. Like you have to actually, like I said, I have no idea what the fucking thing was called, but basically the kid had to become like a very deadly sniper eventually. But every single time he killed anything, even if it was as insignificant as like a fly or something, he would literally throw up and just get sick and mentally, yeah, it was he was fucked basically. He his mentally damaged by all his tragic trauma that he had as a child. It's so heartbreaking, dude. It really is. Just because like you gotta think that happens all the time in real life, and it's like you like those type of shows really like they show you like just how brutal like they make you like not really show they kind of tell you uh how brutal life can be essentially, especially for some people. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I guess what I'm trying to say is when you think you have it bad, just think of all the people that have it worse, like so much worse. I mean, some people have to fight for survival every day. I mean, that's what I'm so angry about myself for. Like, you know, despite all this stuff I have, a lot of times I do find myself being like either like just down or I wouldn't really say depressed. I would just say I don't know. Actually, I guess it's lack of emotion. Like I don't know. Like it's not really that I'm sad. It's more of just I don't feel much emotion that much. Um, like I have to look through the eyes of a kid basically in order for me to cry. That's basically what I'm trying to say. I have to look through the eyes of a kid to actually like to actually have a that impact, I guess. If that makes any sense at all. But um but yeah, like I just get really mad at myself because I'm just like it's like why the hell are you sad though? Like why are you upset this day? I always ask myself that when I'm sad. It's like you realize how like I just tell myself you realize how fucking good you have it, right? I don't know if it's because I'm just always hard on myself or what, but I don't know. It's just always something I have though. I always have this like inside battle where it's like you have nothing to complain about by comparison, sort of deal. Um, to these other people, but There was something else I wanted to talk about too, apart from the that story. Like I said, I have no idea what the hell it was called though. It was some anime though. Like I said, dude, like I was just looking up like tragic stories, and that was one of them, I guess. Uh, but yeah, it was pretty. It was pretty tragic. That's for sure. The reason why I also like look those type of things up though is because I like to pick up the wisdom, I guess, from those type of people. I don't know if that makes me a bad person or not, but I don't know. I guess I just like to. I guess I'm just preparing myself for every, like I said, I'm just preparing myself for every possible outcome because, like I said, I was in very bad conditions after like high school, and because at my second workplace there was, you know, I could go outside for because I had an hour break basically, and every single day, because that was in my darkest moments basically, some of my darkest moments, and every single day I always just like ask myself, what if I just like jumped into that highway and just like say fuck it basically, you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. That those were like because like I said I was mentally not prepared for it, and that's why from those years I try to prepare myself for every possible thing now, because if I'm not, I'm afraid I would get to that point again, you know. But like I said, I'm a lot better. I'm definitely a lot better now because that was years ago. But yeah, I'm trying to think of where to go from there. And not to be a, I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm just trying to tell you why I do the shit that I do for my like why I look up these type of videos basically. Because I know it's probably not the best thing to do to have how would you put it? I guess putting other people's like horrible stories into your life as well, or brain process. I guess if that's what you would call it. But I do it because I don't want to ever go back to that point. So I prepare myself. I take advice from people that have been through hell and back, essentially. So because there's a lot of wise people in the world, and you definitely can't get that wisdom by yourself. You gotta like learn from other people for sure. I feel as well. That's just my opinion, though. Um, yeah, but we're gonna do another wave defense like this, though. I haven't done one in a while. I think it's been like a couple weeks, maybe even longer than that. It is very satisfying just watching all these vehicles just explode. Uh, but I guess from all of that though, I guess I really got nothing else to really say. Sorry if this was a down. Sorry if this was a downer. I'm like I said, it, it wasn't really supposed to be. I was just trying to explain why I do look up like all these therapy sessions and uh, tragic stories because, like I said, I've been through that like some shit basically, and I had to find a way to better prepare myself essentially. And like I said, I like picking up wisdom from you know people that are much older than me because older people will always right now older people are the my inspiration basically because they've been through it a lot longer than I have. They've been through shit when I wasn't even born basically. So that's kind of why I pick up a lot of wisdom from uh, the old. Um, a lot of knowledge from them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope this was somewhat enjoyable and not a super downer. But like I said, it wasn't supposed to be. Just yeah. But anyway, guys, a lot of like I said, on the bright side though, we got plenty of awesome videos, awesome content coming out. We got Warframe, we got EDF coming out, we got Dragon Souls. I was gonna say Dragon Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, and then we have some more Halo Wars videos will be coming out. I want to put some Ring of 2 back in the list of things. Uh, so some Warframe, like just a lot of games, man. A lot of games will be coming back, and a lot of new games are entering. Jurassic World Evolution, Path of Titans. It's gonna be quite fun. It's gonna be quite fun. I hope you guys stick around for all that. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.